So it seems like it's crisis averted, but yeah, Jesus, that ruined the trip really fast. It's fucking shrooms.
And now you're going to get that
Don't
vet
do
bill.
shrooms, kids, because you might have to drink hydrogen peroxide and vomit.
Or Jim will feed it to you.
Yeah.
I will force feed you hydrogen peroxide if I find out that you've used shrooms on a camping trip. Patreon.com/show.
It's the only place to do it.
That's what I've been told.
From fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, this is Pod Therapy. Real people, real problems, and real therapists. You can submit your questions anonymously at podtherapy.net or email us at podtherapyguys@gmail.com. And now, broadcasting from an unnamed studio, that's Jim, that's Whitney, I'm Nick. It's time for some Pod Therapy.
Welcome, everybody. If you'd like to hear about Nick's trip to Iowa, which was just joyous. I think joyous and life-giving and,
Yeah, 5
wonderful.
stars.
5 stars. What
Can't
matters,
wait to do it again.
You looked good. Okay,
Very
that's
few
all
hobos.
that really matters.
Hardly
Honestly,
any hobos.
it was a week before Hobo
Yeah,
Days.
I was like, were there any hobos?
No, there were not.
I'm surprised you
Hobo
didn't just extend the
Days.
trip.
I was trying to tell somebody what the real name of it was the other
Besides
day.
HoboCon?
And I was like, all I know is HoboCon.
I start calling it HoboCon now too.
Yeah.
When talking
Do
to
people get
family,
mad at
and they're
you?
like, "It's Hobo Day." Yeah, they do. Yeah, it's
I just
It's
feel like we
Hobo
now
Day.
need a
Yeah.
spin-off movie. Hobo.
HoboCon is simply better.
it is. It's
HoboCon
so
is
much
good.
better.
You know what's better
convention,
than
it honors
HoboCon,
them.
though? Well, here's what's better than HoboCon. HoboCop. I want to see that movie. I want to see that movie. Oh,
He's a hobo. He's a cop. He's
HoboCop.
And his bindle of justice.
Halt! What are you going to do, hobo? Badge? Gun? Oh, no! HoboCop, Part 2. The Hoboing. Patreon.com/therapy.
His hobo name is Railroad Justice.
That's right.
If you need him now, well, you're out of luck. Unless you're on a train track.
He's
But
on
if
his
you
way.
need him later,
Maybe.
sure.
Light a candle. Maybe he'll stop by. You can also hear about Whitney's 40th birthday and how
Also a lot of
shrooms
hobos.
ruined my vacation.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/therapy. And by the way, if you like to watch, you dirty girl, I know you do, you can set up at the Therapod level or higher and you can get our unlisted YouTube link. You can just watch our show on YouTube.
We promise it works.
Most of the time. Last time, no audio.
90%.
That was for the real believers. Those are the ones who want to just like do the theater. You know, they're just like watching, like, I want to believe
They're
I know
lip
what they're
reading.
saying.
Yeah, yeah.
You have to start the podcast on one device and watch it on the other.
You're really committed.
Yeah, that's right. You got to earn this fucking show. We fixed it, okay? Patreon.com/therapy. You can watch the show at the Therapod level and higher and access our 9-year library of all sorts of fun shit. So go check it out. We've got some great questions for today's show. Leading off the order, neuroscience versus therapy from Pickett.
Pickett.
Hey, guys, it's Pickett. Cue Jacob.
Oh,
Pickett.
Pickett.
There it is. No crazy drama today, but instead I have more of a discussion/curiosity question. I've been reading up on repressed memories and how there's a huge debate that's been going on for decades about whether or not they exist. The crux of the debate hinges around clinicians believing the accounts of their patients and the patient's responses to particular treatments, and scholars looking at more empirical data in neuroscience. I'm sure I'm oversimplifying both sides, but that's the main thing I took away from my reading and the kind of thing I wanted to ask you guys about. What are your opinions on utilizing neuroscience and empirically driven aspects of the brain, such as physiological things we know from scans and dissection, rather than more abstract mental things like emotions and some therapy techniques in your jobs? How do you reconcile with the idea that a method you used worked for a patient, but might not necessarily mean that the method is proven? Do you have any pet peeves in regards to people who focus more on physical evidence rather than patient experience? I know I cheated a little by asking several questions, but mostly I wanted to hear your opinions on using cold, hard evidence in an arguably abstract and immaterial health and science field. Hope everyone's days are going well and that Jacob is successful in isolating another embarrassing gym clip. Big love for all.
Good
Pickett.
luck.
Good luck.
Pickett, I am pro your question. Whitney? Pro or against?
Pro or against?
Pro or against?
There's a lot of questions.
Pro or against, Whitney?
Pro.
Thank you. Jim?
Against. Yeah.
Nick?
Pro.
All right. All right. Pickett, I hope that helps.
I'm pro, but in an against way.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Okay.
very
How
nuanced.
difficult of you.
Difficult.
Difficult. How contrarian of it.
I love how he acknowledged. Just answer this this question in a very
The crux
yeah.
of our entire profession.
Yes, I'm like,
Yeah.
I was thinking reading this, I'm like,
No problem.
nothing is like set in stone. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll frame up the debate a little bit just for the general audience. So we're talking about repressed memories, right? And for decades, there was this like debate where the question was, can somebody go through so much intense trauma that they functionally black out the memories themselves? And then later in therapy, we would see symptoms of traumatic behavior, abreactions, aversions, things like that, nightmares. But when we try to ask the person about their lived experiences, they couldn't recall these things. And so we started having this hypothesis that perhaps the memory was repressed. And so there were some modalities of therapy that said, well, can we recover that memory? And this got into some really
repressed.
Yes, it got into some very dark water really, really quickly, because then all of a sudden these people would have these constructed memories of like being molested by parents, and the therapist and the patient are working through this stuff, and then the patient's going back to their parents and be like, did you molest me? And the parents are like, no, that didn't happen. And then like, but now I have these vivid memories of it. And it became this debate of like, did we create that? Is that something that's there that was actually imported through this therapy work, and it never was like there in hard science? And so then they started using like fMRI machines to like
Wait, you just said
notice-
hard science. Do you mean just reality?
reality, but was there a way to empirically verify that this was a real memory? And so what they started doing is having patients recall the memories.
Okay.
And they would scan the brain to figure out what's lighting up in the brain. Is it the memory portion of the brain, or is it the imagination portion of the brain? And so that would tend toward imagination. And it would be like, oh, so was this all bullshit? Did the therapist plant these memories?
So basically, some therapists, this is what it sounds like to me that you're saying.
Yeah.
So basically, some therapists that should know better about fucking around with people's brains
It was a dark age.
kind of didn't understand what they were getting into.
Kinda. Now-
and then waded into some deeper waters,
Yeah.
and then like after the fact started trying to figure it out.
I wouldn't say that is an ungenerous interpretation
Sure.
of how it was.
And yet, is that accurate?
I think at the time they were trying to understand, like, if memories can be repressed and traumatic memories would be repressed, can they be unlocked in this collaborative way? And then later, when we followed up with like neuroscience, the neuroscience seemed to be implying like, no, that's not what's happening. So anyway, that's the structure of, I think, some of what Pickett's talking about.
Okay.
But
Inception.
it leads to Inception, right? Basically, yes.
watch
And it
that
leads to
show.
this huge, bigger debate in psychotherapy, which is like, our work is not a hard science, but the hard sciences, like neuroscience, can't cure the things we treat and cure. But we can't remove a brain tumor, right? And so like we collaborate with our physical colleagues, but we have different modalities, and this is something that we constantly like have a little bit of a tug of war at.
Well, it's at the very. I would. The only thing I would push back on with that statement is it seems like both sides would have to add the phrase "right now."
Okay.
It seems like both sides would have to say like, okay, physically you can't fix this stuff that we're working on
Right.
with physical stuff right now.
Right,
Like we
yeah.
don't know the right spot to poke in somebody's brain.
Yeah. Or if it even can be. And I
Right.
want to pivot, but like this is the debate about hardware versus software,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Because sometimes it's like a software problem can't be fixed with hardware solutions. It just can't. And so like we maybe work in two different modalities where we work in mind work and they work in brain work. Right. And so like sometimes what you're seeing on the scans with the brain is telling you what the mind is doing. Sometimes it's not. And so like they can't ask the computer, like, what was that person thinking? They can only see what region was lighting up and generally what region lights up with other people. Right. But every human's kind of a snowflake too. But anyway, that kind of contextualizes. Let's go with that. Pickett's question.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see you next week.
I know. I like the question he asked where, do we have any pet peeves in regards to people who focus more on physical evidence rather than patient experience? And I don't think I have pet peeves or judgments around that. I actually really enjoyed neuroscience in college. Like it was super fascinating to me. I had a really great professor, and I mean, I never felt like I, thrived in the sciences, but that was a science that I really, really enjoyed. And so, I mean, when it comes to my general work with clients, we tend to focus more on just like we talk about in here, the patient, the client, their experiences and how that affects them, and a lot more validating whether we know something's true or not. We don't always know. Right. But I'm going to go off what you tell me and we're going to go from there. And if you're just lying to me in therapy, not that these people are lying who have repressed memories, but if somebody chooses to say whatever they want in therapy, I'm only going to go off what you tell me. Right. That's up to you if you want to pay me to analyze,
false
memories or whatnot.
Well, and I think to your point though, for our chair, what we're here to do, it's true to the person.
Correct.
It's causing things in their life. It's changing the way they talk to their parents. It's changing the way they feel when they're at home. They're feeling depressed. So regardless if it's just empirically true or false, perspective-wise, it matters to them. Yeah. And that's something that a brain scan can't do anything with.
Right.
But when we talk to the human is saying, I feel like something bad happened in my childhood and I'm very confused about it. I saw this movie, it brought something out of me. Great. We get to go try to untangle that ball of yarn.
Yes.
And there's not we can't just sit there and cut it apart and find out the truth. It's more about helping that person emote through language and metabolize everything they're experiencing. But we're not on a quest for what is empirically true.
Yeah. And some clients tend to lean toward more scientifically based, theories. They want to talk about more of that in session and that matters more to them. Yeah. Versus some clients who come in and they care more about just how they feel day in and day out. And they may not even care so much what's really happened. They just want to function better in their daily life.
It's true.
It seems to me like the best solution between these two is having an informed perspective of the other. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So having a therapy informed perspective in neuroscience or having a neuroscience informed perspective in therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that.
So
there's the answer.
There it is. The pet peeves that I have on this, I think I have several pet peeves about this topic, Pickett. This is something I've gone off about over the 9 years of the show quite a bit. Buckle up, bitches. Jim's on a rant. All right,
gotta go
number one, I dislike when the general public mischaracterizes psychotherapy as not empirically based. We're not just asking about your feelings and doing prose and art and poetry and sand trays. Everything that we do, for the most part, if it's within our licensed profession, it is empirically based. We have hard science, 100 years of hard science.
But you still do that other stuff too, right?
Yeah, I still do the butt stuff,
okay,
but that's extra. But the stuff that we do in psychotherapy, it is empirically validated work. We have 100 years of data in all these different modalities to show that therapy always beats placebo and that there are certain modalities that work and certain modalities that do not. And so we are a self-refining profession and scientific endeavor that has books and books and books of science behind it, tons of research. But a lot of times the popular myth, and I don't think Pickett believes this, Pickett asked about pet peeves, and this is one of them I have. The popular myth of psychotherapy is that it is this fringe gray area thing and it's not a health science. That's just not true. That's just not true. You have to go do evidence-based research driven curriculum in order to become a licensed professional. And these licenses are guarded by boards that are holding you to that empirical data. So that's my first pet peeve, is that there is a misunderstanding that we're not research or scientific science backed. But the other pet peeve I have is how many fucking therapists go off-roading into goddamn mythology all the fucking time and start becoming Reiki masters and all this other bullshit and doing energy work and repressed memory work, even though repressed memory work has been debunked and you should not do it. We now know of it as a pseudoscience, but it goes into this book of a whole bunch of other fucking pseudosciences like phrenology and all sorts of other shit that a lot of therapists want to play with now, and they depart from their licensed work, the thing they trained in, got research-driven back.
Phrenology is like head shape, right?
Yeah. Yep. Fucking touch the bumps on your head, and it tells you about who you are. There's so many different
That's
still
serious
talking?
quackery.
Yes, debunked quackery that a lot of therapists go indulge in, and it pisses me off because this is what feeds a lot of the public's misunderstanding that we're not a science-backed discipline, that we're not healthcare providers, that we are just these fucking voodoo specialists. there's a bunch of therapists out there giving you like amethyst and shit to like feel better.
Who would do that?
Yeah, I don't know, but
crystals and things and special stones.
We sell them at the store.
That's energy from the earth. Okay.
Oh yeah, sorry. That's geology. That has nothing to do with
that's
therapy.
a science too.
That is something though that's going to happen when your profession, when you do at the end of the day, just say like, hey, the goal is to get you to a good spot to get through the day.
Yes,
and it's not. Because the goal is not to fix a base problem. The goal is to just get to the next day.
It is. Sometimes
if you can fix the base problem, awesome.
Sure.
But
you're right. We're much more follow the patient into whatever works than a lot of other healthcare sciences. Because they're if you go to a gastroenterologist and you're like, hey, it helps me to use essential oils, they're going to go, great, I have no opinion about that. I'm not going to encourage it. You talk to a therapist and you're like, my depression seems to go away whenever I smell lavender. We're going to be like, more lavender. Do that.
Yeah.
And so, like, you're right. Like, our profession does lend itself to solution focus, like anything that's helpful.
Yeah.
But it does start to play in this sandbox of, like, completely non-substantiated, like, modalities that I think if you're going to do that...
It's definitely crept more into that.
It has. Yeah. And, like, for me, it's like, I don't like it whenever a clinician who's licensed wears the cloak of their license, which commands public security and safety, and then we do off-roading things that we're not licensed to do. Like, it's like if your surgeon started doing voodoo. And it's like, they're not operating as a surgeon now. They're operating as a voodoo guy. Like
Fubu. It's Fubu, okay.
Yeah. I'm talking about the clothing
voodoo.
Yeah, that's right. So yes, I do have pet peeves about this, Pickett. But we are an empirically supported healthcare profession. You should know that as well.
Yeah, you've said that several times.
Yeah.
Which is definitely what people who are very confident in that statement do, is say it several times.
It's people who are destigmatizing the profession, Jacob.
And by the way, can we just throw in, untrained people should not be handling crystals.
Okay.
True.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If you're not a shaman,
take your classes, friends.
The number of therapists right now that identify as a shaman on their fucking website all the goddamn time.
As
you don't
shaman?
see this? Yes.
I need to go look around psychology
energy
today some
worker,
more.
Reiki master.
Yeah, the Reiki
level
overlap
Reiki
is
master,
strong right
level
now.
2 Reiki master. Just like
Have y'all ever done
I need
Reiki?
you to compare and contrast the difference between level 1 Reiki masters and level 2.
I, as a level 0,
I
feel
need to know the
unqualified.
difference between those two.
It's like Congress when they said about porn. Like, you know when you see it.
If you think you've had Reiki, wait till you get to level 2.
It's like, what does the majority
energy
whip
just
do?
pours out.
Don't worry about it. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Anyway, hopefully that's helpful, Pickett. It's a really good question, but
that is.
This is an evolving healthcare science, as all healthcare is an evolving thing. There are things that you put to the dustbin. There are things that you move forward with. Repressed memory work is something that, generally speaking, psychotherapy doesn't try to do anymore, because there have been too many instances that we discovered that in our attempts to reveal the repressed memory, we accidentally imbued one, right? Inception, right? And so then that person became very confused. And so nowadays, ethically, we do not do that anymore. But there's an example where neuroscience was saying at the time, hey, this doesn't add up. And psychotherapy ran away with this trend. So we needed to be reined in. And that's why it is a collaborative healthcare profession with the other allied professions that work in psychology. So we love our neuroscience friends and our psychiatrists and our psychologist friends. We collaborate with them.
Does it need a higher barrier of entry?
Psychotherapy?
Yeah.
It's going to be lowered, actually. That's the future, because now the federal government will no longer pay the student loans to go become a therapist, because a master's degree in psychotherapy is similar to a law degree. And the federal government has recognized it does not earn enough money to substantiate the student loans that we're going to issue out.
Gotcha.
But they will not enforce the federal parity laws, which are the reason why psychotherapists don't earn enough money. They'll just cut it all off. So, yeah, there's going to be a race to the bottom where you're not going to have to be empirically trained, and we're going to get more Reiki masters instead of psychotherapists. Right. That's the direction we're on.
Well,
Patreon.com/therapy.
I look forward to that.
Support mental health, goddammit.
Jacob's going to get another
oh, man.
degree,
Jacob Smith
certificate.
Reiki Master would be amazing. If we could just do a quick online. I bet you could get certified during the show.
I'm just saying, I feel like this whole racket is a field that I could do really well in.
You'd crush. You'd crush.
Yeah.
You're already doing so well.
This whole shenanigan.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're talking about self-assessment while waiting for an assessment. You're listening to Pod Therapy.
Today's episode is brought to you by Robert Brownie Jr., Mintz, Kayla Lansbury, Kevin Chamberlain, Ben Stanley, Adam Hathaway, Dan Martin, Liv, Heyo, Andrew Langmead, Chad Mag, Inca LaPrince, and Dale the King. And if you would like to sponsor the show, become a Therapy Producer at patreon.com/therapy.
Do it.
Okay. We're doing our parts. Our pirate themed.
Whitney,
No.
what is a pirate's favorite letter?
R.
No, 'tis the C.
My answer was better.
Yeah. So anyway, we're naming I'm going to give you clues, and you got to name identify what they all have in common.
I hate
shit.
that.
Okay.
I'm so
like
bad.
Nina, Penta, Santa Maria.
Do you in the bottom while I'm drinking sangria?
Exactly.
Okay.
Sangria.
Sangria is the answer, correct?
Yes.
All right. So buzz in when you know it.
Shit.
Here we go. First one.
Okay.
Scarlet.
Johansson.
Peacock.
Also Johansson.
Mustard.
Oh, close.
Oh.
Buzz.
Fuck!
Yeah. I was like, someone said it.
Clue.
Fuck
Correct.
this game! Fuck!
Okay, here we go. Eyewall. Rain bands.
Buzz. Hurricanes.
Yeah.
Yay!
Features of a hurricane.
Yay, me.
Oh, Louisiana, you should have gotten that one.
I know. I
Yeah.
thought for sure.
I don't have the Weather Channel on every day.
I
Okay.
watch so much Weather Channel.
Escapement. Balance wheel. Mainspring. Crown.
The fuck?
Bezel.
Bezel? Isn't that for pastries?
Wait, say it again.
What's a bezel?
I've definitely heard these before. I know
Is that the
these.
thing
I know
you
this
squeeze
one.
icing through?
Escapement.
Is that a bezel?
That's a bezel, Jim. Yes.
There's a bezel?
Balance wheel.
Balance with pottery.
Oh, then pottery.
Ghost?
Yeah.
Mainspring.
Buzz, the sexy scene in Ghost.
No.
Is it pottery?
Where
Buzz
he
pottery.
feels
No.
up to me more in the pottery class.
Jacob, you're
Is
the
it
last
a
one.
gyroscope or something?
No. Close, though.
Come on, Whitney, get it.
Parts of a mechanical watch.
I don't think the bezel is an icing thing.
Okay.
What?
Oh, it's the turny thing. Ah, shit. Why'd you validate me? I was wrong.
I said I
Mahatma
don't know.
Gandhi. Julius Caesar.
I mean, Buzz rulers.
Nope. There's more to it.
Okay.
Martin Luther
Flavors
King
of
Jr.
salad. Oh, shit.
Human rights.
Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, Buzz.
Yes.
Political leaders who were assassinated.
Correct.
Ooh. I was off with the
All right,
salad
let's do one more.
hypothesis.
Thermopylae. The Alamo.
Oh, Buzz.
Little Bighorn.
Last Stands.
Yes.
Yeah. Jim gets 2 points.
Very good.
Yay.
All
Are we
right.
tied? Is it 2-2?
Yeah.
I don't know.
2 points for
Oh, I
everybody.
hate
Good
that.
job.
I'm still just
I
upset.
know.
Gets points? I'm still
Yes,
just
I
upset
get
that
them for just participating. I get
understand
my
what happened at the
participation
Alamo.
trophy.
What happened at the Alamo?
Correct the Alamo.
No,
I've
I-
forgotten it.
David Bowie.
There's a lot. There's a lot
Whitney's
going
from
on.
Texas. Let her explain the
Yes.
Alamo. Let's hear Whitney's version.
So Mexico was invading on their own land.
Oh.
On their own land. We wanted
war of
we
Mexican
wanted to stand
aggression.
here and say, no, that's our land now.
The War of
Get
Mexican
out of your
aggression.
land. This is ours.
Build the wall.
And that's when the Bowie knife and what's the other guy's name? Sam Houston. They came in and said, no.
Tom Dallas.
Yeah.
Debbie Dallas.
I think I was like partially right.
Davy
Some of
Crockett
that.
was in there.
Crockett, yeah, there we
Crockett
go.
was
One
in
of
there.
them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wasn't
Oh.
is it? What
I
was
think it was-
Bowie's first name?
Daniel?
David Bowie.
Daniel. It's not David.
Daniel Bowie?
Daniel Bowie.
I think it's Daniel
that
Bowie.
Sounds right.
Daniel Boone was a man. Is Daniel Boone.
Daniel Boone. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Person.
Bowie is a
Bowie.
singer.
No, the Bowie knife is named after
Yeah.
this guy.
Bowie knife. Jim Bowie. I'm right. Look it up. It's Jim Bowie.
Now,
I don't want to.
Don't care. Moving
James then.
James
You had
James
mentioned
Bowie.
you mentioned voodoo
Yes.
earlier.
Voodoo,
Do you know the
actually.
history of like where that came from? This
I
is
assume
fucking
Louisiana.
fascinating.
Okay.
The
No,
French.
what it is, it's because black people were not taught how to read. Like it was illegal for them to read. So if they went and
We're going to explain it.
Yeah.
And,
you come to this show for history. That's what you're here for.
they would go see their local person, their medicine person,
Okay.
right? And they would be complaining about something. they would make a doll of the person and put a pin. So like I'm complaining of a headache, they put a pin in the head. And then they would put it on the shelf. So when the person came back, they would grab it and like, oh, how is your head doing? Because there's a pin there. If it still hurt, they'd leave the pin in. If it was better, they'd take it out. It was the first medical records that they would use.
Wow.
But then it was misinterpreted, and then people then took that and be like, they're causing it to happen, as opposed to recording it.
Okay. Well, now I feel silly for saying
good.
that people
And you
shouldn't
should.
practice it.
Good.
Okay. You came out ahead,
put in your
Voodoo.
place.
Yeah. All right. I'm now pro voodoo, I think is where we're going with this. It's just really medical records, which honestly, I hate writing medical notes, so I'd rather just have a little pin with like a thing and a heart and like, he's sad. Insurance, look at the doll.
So if you're working with in drug treatment, then you just put a pin in the nose. Like, looks like you're snorting cocaine. How's that going?
The doll's just holding little, it's like
There's white
Build-A-Bear.
dust on it.
We're doing all these Build-A-Bear drug addict bears.
Like,
This one's got needles.
This one has dark circles under his eyes.
Anyway, I'm billing for PHP. Self-assessing while waiting for an assessment from our buddy Wayne. Hi, everyone. Over the last few years, I've suspected I'm neurodivergent in some way. It never really bothered me, and I never really felt like I needed a label. Recently, though, that's changed. I suspect I may be AuDHD, ADHD plus autism, and I feel like I should pursue an assessment. My psychologist and GP both encourage it because they think having an answer could make life easier and help guide support. That's reassuring, especially because assessments are expensive, and I'd rather not spend that money only to be told, nope, you're neurotypical. Another reassuring factor is that almost every spicy-brained friend I've spoken to has had one of two reactions. When were you diagnosed? Or you're autistic. Honestly, the second one somehow feels like stronger evidence. Over the last few months, I've been dealing with what I think might be burnout and emotional dysregulation. Around the same time, thanks to the magical algorithm, my Instagram feed became almost entirely ADHD and autism content. To my surprise, a huge amount of it wasn't just interesting. It felt uncomfortably familiar. One thing I've learned is that for some people with AuDHD, ADHD traits can overshadow autistic needs. The result can be years of pushing through sensory overload, masking, and poor self-regulation until the system eventually falls apart. Whether that's what's happening with me or not, I decided to experiment. While I wait for an assessment, I've started treating myself as though I might be AuDHD and trying strategies that are commonly recommended. If they help, great. If they don't, I've learned something. So far, I've been masking less. My social mask was what I call me extra, an exaggerated version of myself that tried to make every joke, join every conversation, and be the center of attention. I eventually realized how exhausting that was. These days, I still joke around, but it feels natural rather than like a performance. I've also found healthier outlets through Twitch streaming, podcasts, and similar activities. 2, letting myself stim. If I need to stim, I do, even at work. For me, that's things like clenching my hands, touching my fingers together, or vocal stims like echolalia. 3, planning for regulation. I don't leave home without my bag of safety and preparation, containing things like my iPad, headphones, water, snacks, and notebooks. I don't always need everything, but knowing it's there makes life easier. These changes have genuinely helped. I'm recognizing overwhelm sooner, regulating before I hit a wall, and treating myself with far more compassion. But I also feel more neurodivergent than I did before. Executive dysfunction is the biggest example. Before, I'd force myself through tasks by assuming I was lazy or needed to try harder. Now, something as simple as putting a bathroom drawer back after cleaning it, true story, feels overwhelming because my brain immediately sees every step involved. It's almost as though my brain has decided, now that you understand how much forcing yourself has been costing, we're not doing that anymore. Sometimes I wonder whether this is burnout, depression, or whether I'm simply noticing things that were always there because I'm no longer suppressing them. One unexpected change is that my self-hatred has reduced dramatically. Instead of asking, what's wrong with me, I've started asking, what does my brain need right now? Whether I receive a diagnosis or not, that shift alone has been incredibly valuable. So I have a few questions. What is the professional view on self-identification while waiting for an assessment? Is it generally helpful if it leads to healthier coping strategies, or are there risks? Is imposter syndrome common during the assessment process? I regularly wonder, what if I'm not neurodivergent? What if I'm somehow faking all of this without realizing it? Is it common to feel more autistic or ADHD after learning about that and accommodating yourself? Are the traits becoming more noticeable, or am I simply becoming aware of things that were always there? How do clinicians distinguish between burnout-related skill regression and simply giving yourself permission to stop masking? Sometimes I genuinely don't know which I'm experiencing. Finally, if someone starts using neurodiversity-friendly strategies before receiving a diagnosis and they consistently improve their quality of life, how much weight should they give that? Obviously, it's not evidenced of a diagnosis, but can it still be meaningful? Thanks for everything you all do. Hopefully I'll see you all in Vegas again soon. Your pal, Wayne Geo. Woo!
Yeah.
It's a good question.
This is a really good
There's
question.
a lot of questions.
Yeah, which one do we start
There's
with?
a lot of them in there.
Put them all in a hat.
So let's start with the first one. What is your professional view on self-identification while waiting for an assessment? Is it generally helpful? I always call this, and this is kind of a solution-focused approach, we call this preseason change.
Yeah.
This was always really helpful whenever I was doing an assessment or a meeting with a client. I would ask them, okay, what have you done so far?
Right.
Right. Because then it kind of gives a little bit of like hope and inspiration for the person, realizing that like when you come into treatment, you're actually further ahead than where you think you actually are. You're not at your low point. Because sometimes people feel like I go into treatment at my low point. Like, no, the going in is your swing back up.
Right.
Right.
Most people have been at their low point when they get to
exactly.
treatment, but they're not. I see what you mean. Yeah.
Well, and adjacent to this, Nick, I think that this is something we can relate to from the addictions side, because we've had people come to treatment and say, I'm here to find out if I'm an alcoholic, right? I'm here to find out if there's a problem. And we sort of approach that like, okay, are you going to wait for me to say yes or no before like you do anything about this? Because clearly it's bad enough that you're here, right?
Yeah.
So what are you looking for? And like, this is a very adjacent question that it isn't so much the diagnosis that's going to decide any of this. Like, if you believe that you are, that's enough for us to do something about it.
Yeah. Do I fit in the label of alcoholic?
That's a good analogy.
You need to kind of rephrase that into like, is your alcohol causing a problem?
Right.
Because
like you're here for a reason.
Yeah. Whether or not the label fits is irrelevant at that point.
But I feel like in a similar way that we hear people seeking that like validation through a diagnosis of either autism or ADHD. That's a really good analogy. I never thought about it, because most people are coming in, I imagine, especially like alcoholism, something that's legal and commonly used. They're like, am I an alcoholic? Like, and I hear your perspective as a clinician, but I feel like that's got to be really common, like, or more common than you think, for people to come in and they're looking for you to tell them. Maybe it's because they were in an argument with their spouse about it or family, like, it's not a problem, it's not a problem. And they're looking for you to say, well, you tell me, is this a problem?
Right.
Oh, yeah. Is that generated from other people telling them that they're an alcoholic?
Right.
And then like they've been fighting back against that.
I imagine.
That's the big smoking
idea.
difference
Sure.
though, between these two examples.
Yeah,
right?
that is the difference.
Well, but think about it. Like, and this goes back to Wayne's second question about imposter syndrome.
I'm just getting distracted.
Imagine
Yeah,
that.
I know. It was interesting to me too.
Yeah, imagine that an addiction diagnosis, or substance use disorder is the technical term. Imagine that was liberating. Imagine that hearing that you go, oh,
now I know what to
now
do.
I know why I love cocaine. It's been such a mystery. I have a disease.
I thought it was weird that I loved meth so much.
Right. Yeah.
I was
It's just
doing
like,
it
I love it
every
so much
day.
more than everybody else in the orgy. But like, now I get it. And like, yeah, now that
I
you have this
assume people
diagnosis.
who don't love it just haven't tried it.
Honestly, yeah. That seems to
think
be
you're
it.
right.
It's always a
Good.
hit. But like, yeah, I mean, that's the difference with autism and with ADHD in the present age, is that it is a liberating diagnosis.
Absolutely.
Which is ironic, because like when we were kids in the 80s and the early 90s, that's whenever the proliferation of ADHD became really, really common, because in DSM-3, it was like simplified. Like the ADHD diagnosis was hyper simplified, so pediatricians could use it who had no mental health training. And they would literally just use the list, right? And that's whenever we started seeing tons of our peers in our generation getting a diagnosis of ADHD, which wasn't a good thing. It wasn't like, oh, that's it. Okay, we just need to appreciate that our kid's different. It was
all
like,
of the kids,
oh no.
All of the kids like a few years younger than me. Like I was just a little outside of it. I bet Nick was too.
Gen Xers were right on the edge, and then the millennials come
you,
in.
Whitney.
And then,
I didn't say it. I thought you were going to aim that at
I can
my
feel
face.
your look.
yeah. Did we decide if you guys are Zennials? Is that what we decided? You guys are right there on the borderline.
I think that's what we technically are. Nick and
They
I are
will
both
take it.
Zennials.
Yeah.
we're the Zennials.
Yeah.
We're that like 6-year weird window gap.
We all played Oregon Trail. You
Did
two beat it.
Yeah.
You had the competence to complete the game. We died of dysentery.
Yeah, a lot of death in our generation.
You played it because your better games were at home.
Yes.
We got it. We were excited to go to school so that we could play it. That's
That's-
a big
you know what?
difference.
The
That's
options
probably why I
were
didn't play
Oregon
it.
Trail or Math Blasters.
Math Blasters.
Those
Oh my
were the options.
Did y'all have solitaire?
Oh,
Was
math
Not till high
blasters.
school.
No,
Okay.
these were computers that had like a 5.5 inch or 5 inch or whatever the measurement
Floppy
was,
disk,
floppy
yeah.
disk.
Yeah.
And you'd put the disk in the drive, you'd close the drive.
I forgot about all
and then you would
this.
turn it on. You turn the computer
and
on.
go find it to click on the screen, and it opens up.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh
like,
my
it
gosh.
wasn't any of that other stuff.
So simple back then.
But
Anyway,
ADHD,
imposter
you were saying
syndrome.
the kids younger
I
than
forgot.
you. Well, yeah, but we saw the proliferation of it. But this goes back to
absolutely like the kids younger than us. Like it was like the halls were just littered.
everybody
with Ritalin.
had it, and the reason, yeah, exactly, it was true, and the reason why was because the DSM-3 was placed in such a way or designed in such a way that pediatricians could diagnose with it, so it just exploded. And then you fast forward 20-something years, 30 years in our case, and like now we see autism and ADHD as this explanatory force for people where they almost crave the diagnosis, or the diagnosis would be validating.
Right.
Whereas our other example of addiction, not so much. Like people are like, oh, that's
Yeah.
not a good thing. I would
They
be
reject
ashamed
it.
to find that out. But with autism or ADHD, it's like, oh, okay, so I've struggled in these areas, or I've noticed I can't complete tasks, or low motivation, or low focus, or all these other things, or hyperstimulation, or things like that, overwhelm, masking, pretending to be somebody I'm not, aping what I think other humans are, but it feels inauthentic to me. And then later they learned I could have this diagnosis, and there is a validation to that. And so I want to like support Wayne in that, because that's a very common thing to crave, right? Because it feels like society's built, it's like being a left-handed person in a right-handed world, right? Like the world is built for the quote-unquote neurotypicals, and then whenever you're neurodivergent, either we diseasify that and pathologize it like we did in the 90s and in the 80s, or now we embrace it and we almost celebrate it, which I think is better. But it does create this other, the teeter-totter slips to the other side effect, where now it's celebrated, it's heroized, and instead of being something that's managed, sometimes it's like, no, the world needs to change around me. That's where I'm really glad to see that Wayne's not doing that. Like Wayne is saying, no, I'm borrowing the skills that people with these things, with the diagnosis, use to optimize their lives and do better. Great. And that includes like ridding yourself of inauthenticity and like being who you really are and not having to be performative and masking and stuff like that. So all of that I think is really good. And I think the imposter syndrome is normal too. Like
I
when
see
you
that
feel
a
like
lot.
something's really validating, it's like, oh, if that were true of me, that would explain so much. And it's like, okay, that would be great if that were true. That's okay to want.
That fear is really common. I see that a lot with clients who come in and they're maybe in a similar situation. I talk with them about going to get maybe evaluated if they can afford it, or their healthcare will cover it. And that is a huge fear going into it. It's like almost being scared. Yeah, like that they're just going to say, yeah, you're neurotypical. That's all in your head.
Right.
Like you're kind of gaslit a little bit, or it feels that way.
And this is something like, if you really want to test yourself, Wayne, now that you're back on the Patreon, go find my ADHD deep dive and do that.
That's the test.
That's the test.
Do you have to listen to it on
you can
3
make it
times
through.
speed?
Hours.
Because then you do have ADHD.
6 hours. It's 4 parts. Each one's 90 minutes. But like one of the things we talk about in there, is that
It feels like several people.
The diagnosis is not what you think it is.
It's a different diagnosis.
A lot of people put so much weight into the diagnosis. The diagnosis only has value, in my opinion, for legal reasons. It may have it gives you access to medicine. It also gives you access to accommodations. And sometimes that's really, really helpful in the society you live in, your workplace. But like for personal validation, the diagnosis is not like a blood test. There's no empirical science. It's a self-report diagnostic assessment. Somebody sits with you and asks you questions. If you use your AI to ask, like, what would an autistic or ADHD person say to those questions? You could just answer them all and you'll receive the diagnosis. The only thing more elaborate than a self-assessment of just asking you questions is sometimes sending in surveys to, like, a former teacher of yours, a coworker of yours, a parent of yours, and saying, what was Wayne like when he was 10? And, like, again, all of that is people's perspective.
Huge dick.
Just a douche. You're just so mean. You're just constantly pulling the wings off of animals.
10-year-old.
Yeah. So, like, all this is so subjective.
No, I was
you're going to be
commenting on his
underwhelmed.
genitals.
Oh.
He had a huge penis.
That explains even more about
He
that.
was
That's
on the
how you
pole
know.
vaulting team.
It brought his own.
Didn't have to
supplies.
give him any
That's
pole
right.
vaults.
Didn't need a
Always
pole.
over the bar.
He brought his own pole.
So yeah, don't put too much into the diagnosis. A lot of people look for that as this human validator. And the thing I talk about in the deep dive is it will never be that. And if you do the assessments, you'll come away being like, oh no, did I lie? Like, that's the number one thing I hear people say. Is they're like, I went and got the professional assessment, but I'm scared, Jim. Did I embellish things? Because it was important to me to get the diagnosis. Is it true or not true? And I tell them, you're asking the wrong question. What you need to be looking at is, do you benefit from the treatments? And do you subjectively align with the way other people relate to these things? If those two things are true, then call yourself autistic, call yourself ADHD, call yourself both. I don't care, because at the end of the day, you benefit from this new strategy. Use the strategy.
Well, also, I think it's important to point out, too, that at the end of the day, the strategy works, and that's the most important thing. Because it's also possible that the diagnosis is completely wrong, but the strategy would be the same.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, there could be a new disorder that we don't even realize yet, that we don't know about, that in 10 years we realize, oh, Wayne actually had this.
Right.
However, the strategies were very similar to how we would treat
Yes.
these other issues, these other diagnoses.
So, Wayne, that should make you feel better.
Yeah,
You probably have something that hadn't even been identified yet.
Yeah.
Nick's
so
working on it.
there's really not any hope.
You're welcome, Wayne.
Yeah.
Another thing to worry about.
Wayne-tism.
Wayne-tism.
That's it. You have Wayne-tism.
He's
It's-
Wayne-tistic.
He's Wayne-tistic.
Well, I wanted to comment too on, like, once you feel like, oh, I have this diagnosis, or okay, I'm autistic, or I'm AuDHD. Am I displaying more traits now? Is that, like, almost
Right.
exacerbating the issue? And so it's kind of like, I don't think so. I mean, maybe, but I don't think it's faking. It's just that the pendulum has swung from, I have to mask and keep this a big secret, to I can be really free about this. And
Right.
so maybe it is going, like, further the other way, where it's just like, no mask, which we all put on masks for different roles. Let me just throw that out there.
Yeah.
But I think that
Whitney wears a Chewbacca mask, and we've asked her not to.
I won't stop. I can't. So
It really kills my boner.
you're welcome.
This is why she's been disinvited from all of our pool
Makes me
parties.
There's way less
Makes me
boners
regret
in here.
inviting her to the Eyes Wide Shut party in the first place.
Who's the chicken Chewbacca mask?
These-
God damn it, Whitney.
You just said wear a mask. You
Killing
didn't
the
say
vibe.
which one.
We in the invitation, nobody was wearing a Chewbacca mask.
Well,
there were examples. proffered.
Tomato.
It gotta be me. Oh, yuck my yum. No, but you bring up a really good point, which is like,
Yeah, I was not
There
gonna.
it
I was
is.
like, let me. I can't do it.
God, it sounds so sexual now.
A lot of gurgling.
Joey. All right, where are we at? This is a one-of-a-kind show. Pod therapy is an unusual thing in the world. No, but I,
Like
Whitney,
the symptoms becoming more visible.
Well, I think there's two truths to that. One, learning more about a diagnostic structure, you start to connect your own dots. That can happen all by itself. Also, adopting any form of language that tries to describe things, you will connect dots. If you adopt a religion, and you start going to a religion, right? But if you start attending Sunday school and you learn about sin and shame and mistakes and redemption and grace, you will then take that and apply it to your life and go, oh, yes, it must be true because look, those things connect to these things. Any meta narrative can do that.
Well, it's the sharpshooter fallacy,
Go on.
where you
That's somebody
I
who's
wanna be a
beaten Oregon
sharpshooter.
Trail. That's a man who's beaten Oregon Trail.
And
We don't
have
know
you
about
played-
the sharpshooter
Have you played
fallacy.
Call of Duty?
Duty.
no, but
Duty.
you fire the arrow first, and then you draw the target around it.
Oh, I see.
Wait,
Yeah.
Right,
I don't
so-
get it.
Yeah.
I'm not a sharpshooter.
You shoot,
Yeah.
you shoot it, and then you're like, oh, that's what
Whatever
I was
you
aiming.
hit, that's what I meant.
That's
to
what
hit.
you're.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So it's
Moving the
kind of
goalposts.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
kind of
basically.
You're kind of doing this a different way. Yeah. The other thing too is like it's kind of like you become more aware of things. You know, like if you're shopping for a car.
I knew you were going to say this.
yeah.
This is
It's
so
like
true.
You never see that car until
And
like,
that
oh, I
color.
want to buy that car, and
I
then
remember
now you see him everywhere.
Nick
Yes.
ruined me about 10 years ago by pointing out that Las Vegas has a lot of
tore it up.
Nissan
He tore it
Altimas.
up.
He tore it up. He was like, God, what's up with all the Nissan Altimas in Las Vegas? And I was like, what? And from that day on,
Yeah, that's all you see.
everywhere I looked, I was like, oh my God. Like, I was like, I could see the Matrix all of a sudden. Like, everybody fucking has a Nissan Altima. And then I bought one that same year.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's on you.
I know. And I
Boy.
think you planted that thought.
Yeah.
It's Inception.
That was an amazing story.
Yeah.
Tell us more about the Nissan Altima.
It was pretty bad. It was a really bad Nissan Altima.
My
Got it
dad had a
secondhand.
Nissan
It was a
Altima.
very bad Nissan Altima.
Another great
And the way
story.
they're built, if a headlight goes out, it's a pain in the ass to change
Oh
that.
my
Because you
gosh,
can't just
we're
reach in and do the headlight. You gotta like go through the fucking engine.
Did Wayne have more questions?
There were some other things in there.
Sorry, Wayne.
Burnout, skill regression versus simply giving yourself permission to stop masking. So, like, I've had patients that ask me, do you think I'm autistic? Do you think I have ADHD? I think I mask. I do all these things. I tell them, I want you to be less interested in me rendering a verdict on this and more interested in telling me about your truth, right? So do you feel that you falsely present yourself to the world? And what does it feel like to stop doing that?
Yeah.
And I think that's really, really healthy because there is a burnout whenever you're constantly like pretending to be somebody that's
exhausted.
going to pull
Gosh,
well.
yeah.
And so like as a therapist, if I have a patient that we're exploring that, that's awesome. Like as a clinician, I don't need to differentiate between the two to figure out what's true in that situation, Wayne. I'm interested in what your subjective experience is. You're feeling overtaxed, overstimulated, and overwhelmed. And when we start to change the little knobs and dials on your life, we're experimenting with loosening the grip of that overwhelm. I want to do that with you. I don't have a name for what that is in your life. I'm fine with your hypotheses. I just want to experiment and see what that feels like for you. I think that's how most therapists would approach that,
Yeah.
except for Nick,
No.
because he's only thinking about Nissan Altimas.
Yep.
He said he's pro, but kind of against. So back to that answer.
Contrarian perspective.
That's right.
It's a duality of Tangeman.
You can't put me in a box.
Nobody puts baby
Not with
in
that
a corner.
attitude.
Not,
can
not unless you're wearing a
try.
Chewbacca mask. Then you do
It
whatever you
works.
want.
It works, Nick. Okay,
He just-
let me tell you.
Luckily, he had dressed as
It
Han Solo.
works.
So, best orgy we've had at Pod Therapy. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come
Certainly
back,
wasn't the worst.
we're talking about morning and evening routines. You're
Why
listening
is
to
this
Pod
couch black
Therapy.
and sticky?
Today's episode
the
is
other
brought
show.
to you by Robert Brownie Jr., Mintz, Kayla Lansbury, Kevin Chamberlain, Ben Stanley, Adam Hathaway, Dan Martin, Lib, Hey Yo, Andrew Langmead, Chad Meg, Inka La Prince, and Dale the King. Would you like to sponsor the show? Become a therapy producer at patreon.com/therapy.
Last trivia, I believe I'm in the lead.
Okay. Let's go with, here we go. Intake, compression, power, exhaust.
But
Oh.
Give it to Whitney.
Whitney,
an engine.
I'll give it to you. It's the 4 strokes of a 4-stroke engine.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That's what those strokes are.
Look at me.
Those are the strokes.
Yeah, no, you did better than me. I was going to say a car, and I don't think you would have given it to me.
No, I would not have given that to you.
That's my highlight.
Oh.
I never get these, so I'm going to
Yeah.
end on that one.
Walk on-
Y'all got it from
walks
here.
away on a
Y'all
win.
got it from here.
I
This
don't need
is-
to prove anything.
There's no way any of you are going to get this one. but
Challenge
let's do
accepted.
it. Saudi Arabia, Vatican City, Kuwait, United Arab Emirates,
Buzz.
and Bahrain.
OPEC.
No.
Fuck.
Buzz?
Yes.
People are countries that are led by a dictator or a single leader?
No. This is a geography question.
I was just going to, so say them again. Bahrain,
Saudi Arabia,
Arabia.
Vatican City, Kuwait, United Arab Emirates, Bahrain.
I mean, is
Are
it
they
like
places surround, or like
tiny countries?
countries within a country
They
or
all-
something?
All 5 of these countries don't have something.
Water.
Something's
A
missing.
government. Just kidding. They do.
Don't have.
Don't have.
I mean, Vatican City. So they've got a pope. So that's
Saudi
not the
Arabia,
answer.
Vatican City, Kuwait, United Arab Emirates, Bahrain.
A lot of those do oil.
Yeah, I guess
One of
they
them has
can't.
mecha.
They don't have what?
They don't have geographical.
They don't have a
feature.
like an ocean front. They don't have a sea front.
They don't have their own body of water?
No, Saudi Arabia does, Kuwait
Yeah, I was
does,
like, I thought Saudi Arabia does.
UAE
Bahrain's
does,
on the
and
water.
Bahrain
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
This is fun. What do they not
A
have?
mountain.
Oh, yeah, a mountain.
Nope.
Ah, you're an idiot.
A river.
Yes.
Oh, river.
Ah! I get half a point.
Countries with no permanent rivers.
Oh, there you go.
Interesting.
Very good.
Okay.
Let's do.
Saudi Arabia doesn't have a river.
Let's do this one. Last one. Sherlock Holmes. Jessica Fletcher.
Ooh,
Oh,
detectives.
Buzz.
Yes.
Yeah. Fictional detectives.
Yeah.
Good
Who's
job.
Jessica Fletcher?
Murder, She Wrote.
I was like, she's in something. I just knew she was a detective.
Okay.
Benoit Blanc is another one.
Oh, yeah.
Benoit.
The balls on him.
I love those movies.
Those are really
I love
good.
those balls.
I know, I love them too.
Morning and evening routines. Hi, Jim, Nick, Whitney, and Dr. Jacob.
Evening.
I'd love to know whether you have any morning or evening routines you'd like to share. Whenever I start thinking about creating routines for myself, there are so many things I want to fit in that I end up doing nothing at all. For example, meditation, reading something inspirational, learning something new, exercise, journaling, getting sunlight, and more. How do people make time for all this while also working, doing chores, and spending time with friends? Ideally, I'd also like to get 8 or more hours of sleep, but even that feels difficult. Instead, I often end up doing the opposite, staying up late, scrolling, and not getting enough sleep. What do your routines look like? When do you usually get up and go to bed? Which of these things do you do or intentionally not do? And how do you fit everything together without becoming overwhelmed? I'd also be curious whether you have any simple, nutritious breakfast or dinner ideas that realistically fit into your routines. It seems like Nick would have a few good ideas here, too. Thanks from a Therapod. Pronouns are she and her.
Okay.
Go on, Nick.
Okay.
Tell
Well,
'em.
Do you have your morning starts so early?
Yeah, dude, you're
Yeah.
like
So in
crack
some
of
ways,
dawn.
I'm like, it's a routine because you know, like, I'm going to get up, I'm going to go to the gym.
It's always
and have
fun
to do
because
things, but
the three of you in our text chain will have texts that go to midnight.
yeah,
Yeah.
And then I will be texting back at like
5 a.m.
5 a.m. Like, hey, yeah, sounds
What
good,
up?
guys.
Yeah,
And then during the
2
school
hours
year,
later.
I'm on both of them.
yeah, that's
Up
crazy.
till 1,
town.
wake up at 5.
Yeah, y'all haven't noticed that my late nights and morning ones have started running together as well.
I know. Yeah.
So my mornings, I'll be up at 4:30, and then I'm usually at the gym at 6. So then
Okay.
I've got personal
So
training.
your alarm goes off. What do you do next? You
First
set
thing
an
I do-
alarm.
1,000 push-ups.
Yeah, no.
10 eggs.
Jump in the cold plunge.
Yeah.
The cold plunge. Do yoga in the cold plunge.
No, the first thing I do is I take Penny out. So
Oh.
she'll go outside.
Okay.
And then...
Does she wake you up? It's
yeah,
like you
she'll
have
wake
to
me
get up because
Well, she wakes me up. She'll sleep in her bed until about 1 o'clock in the morning, and then she comes over to the bed and starts whining. And then I have to get up and I have to physically pick her up and carry her into my
You need
bed.
one of those stair stepper
Yeah.
bed thingies.
Mr. Nick, could you please put me in your bed?
I always like it when she calls him Mr. Nick instead of father.
But yeah, she usually just jumps down like at 4:30 in the morning. She's ready to go.
Okay.
So then I take her outside, feed her, and then I start getting ready for the day. Then I go to the gym by 6 because I usually have I'm usually there by 5:30 because I
You
have
have
a 6
breakfast
o'clock
before you
appointment.
leave?
Yeah,
No.
you skipped like an hour and a half in there,
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah, well, like 45 minutes on the toilet, just scrolling Instagram.
That's true. Scrolling.
It's an important ritual.
Yeah, it's part
Gotta
of my
work some
day.
things
What are you
out.
gonna do? Yeah,
Oh, I get caught up on the news.
So you are scrolling, it's just not at night.
yeah, not at night. And then so I usually just get ready and just leave because it's about a 20-minute drive to the gym.
Okay.
So then I'll get to the gym by about 5:30 or a little after. Do a session from 6 to 7, and then I go home. And then there's usually some other stuff, random shit around the house I try to pick up or clean or something. Then just get ready for the day, and then work my day starts at 8:30. Work 8:30 to 5, and then I go back to the gym, and then I'm back at the gym until about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night.
Damn.
So yeah,
It's a lot of time at the gym.
yep.
Just the fitting in all the things that the writer mentioned. This is something that has been discussed in our household many times. We're like, how do people with normal jobs and like you have your 8 to 5 kids, all that stuff, say both parents have that, if they're a 2-parent household, even harder than single parent, but you have kids, you have all these things. We're like, how are they doing anything? How are they doing half the things we want to do all those things too. I want to meditate for like 10 minutes. I want to, stretch and like go to the gym and get my steps in. And then like, it's just a lot, and make a good breakfast. And
I barely had time to go get a massage today.
Exactly.
How do you cope?
Barely squeezed it in.
Oh,
Squeezed it in.
jeez.
But yeah, you don't work a normal job, so that's my
I don't have time for a happy ending. I do actually.
What time is it?
There's always time.
There's always time. Yeah, I got
there's
time.
Yeah.
Whatever you were going to do, cancel that. Hey, I'm going to be late. Just sorry, Mom. I'll be at the birthday a few minutes late. Blow out the candles without me.
So my answer is I don't think there's enough time. I don't know what else is going on, but I think there's barely enough time if you're just a single human existing to fit it all in. But I think that if most days you can fit some of those things in, like maybe you're not meditating every day, but you're doing it 3 days a week or 4 days a week.
Yeah.
Maybe you're not going to the gym every day, but you're doing it 2 days a week, 3 days a week. Like, I think that finding balance is important. And then what has helped like me and Peter like stay on course is we fill out like an actual worksheet.
Oh,
This is weirdly really helpful. And I'm not
That
self-diagnosing.
was Peter's idea?
It was because it ain't me.
Okay.
It ain't
Okay.
me. He's really into stuff like that, like finding ways to get organized. He's structured. I'm all over the
Cool.
place. So, but actually writing down your to-do list, and sometimes for the day it's like 8 a.m. like time blocking, I guess is
Yeah.
what it is. But
like that.
just it's literally a worksheet we print out because we're 40s now, so we're old people. But I like that. It's tangible.
size 18
I was going
font.
to say, what font do you print
Monday.
It's on a giant board. But yeah, well, there's like part of it where it is just like literal time blocks, and we give more of that. So if you're struggling with, those of you out there with neurodivergence, I know this is a real challenge trying to stay on task and fit in all the things you want to do without getting distracted or scrolling for hours.
Yeah.
Like if you know it's going to take you 30 minutes to do something, give yourself 45.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give it an hour.
Yeah.
If you have extra time, great. You can go get your steps in, or you can do whatever, just rest. It'll probably take you that long. Like we always think things are going to take less time.
For me in the morning, if I'm really looking to have a nice morning and like get my day started well, there's the prerequisite of getting enough rest. That's the easy one to point at. But also not being hurried in the morning, having enough
Slow
time
morning.
to just, like if I'm going to sit and have some tea or something like that, I want to have some time to sit and have some tea. And you mentioned in the letter as well, just getting outside. I like having my morning tea outside.
Yes, some sunlight.
It's so nice just having it outside. If I have emails to respond to, I do that outside. I just sit, when it's hot right now. I went outside this morning. It was
What time?
Jeez, dude.
Because it's by
8:30 or
9,
9.
it's like 95 degrees.
And it was, I have a thermometer
Probably
out there
over
right next to
100.
where I sit.
Okay.
It was 99 degrees
Oh,
at, it was like 8:30 or 9 o'clock in the morning.
yeah.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I have started.
But turn the fan on. I've got
the fan helps a lot. And in the shade, as long as you're in the shade with the fan.
I've got shade, fan, and swamp cooler.
You've got
You're
that
gonna
block
be
of ice
comfortable.
you put your balls on.
Yep.
Yeah, that cools everything.
Very
She has a name,
Oh, sorry.
and it is Jim's wife. That is her name.
Hey, we appreciate the benefits, honestly. Very generous package. It's been very good for the
It is a
family.
generous package.
I didn't think you were going to put a 401k in the job, and we're just thankful. Thanks for the opportunity. It's been really great.
No, getting up early, that's a good point. I am not a morning person. Like, I'm not someone who gets up before 7 a.m. And man, I've been getting up at like 5:30 to go meet a friend to go on like runs 2 days a week. And I come back and I am like full of energy. I get like dishes done at 7. I'm like doing all kinds of stuff. And yeah, it's crazy how
If
much
you
more
can-
energized I am. I'm like, damn.
If you can train yourself to be a morning person, it makes such a difference.
It's amazing how much more of your day you get.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, during the school year, right? Like during the summer, I wake up at like 8. And during the school year, I wake up at like 5. And it's incredible how
It's
much
like
of my
3
day
hours
has gone
difference.
by. Yeah, but by the time I wake up, like what I normally wake up in my summertime, I've done so much shit. Like,
Yeah.
it's incredible.
Like, I can do anything.
Right.
But it takes me having to meet someone. I am not a self-starter in that department.
Right.
I'm just going to throw that out there. Like, if it's up to me to get up at 5:30,
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
won't.
I think
I might be
there's-
up by 6 then if you're lucky.
I do think that there's a little bit too much, and I see this a lot in the manosphere, and maybe
Yeah.
others have noticed this too. There's like this mythologizing of the morning, and it's like you've got to wake up, do 100 push-ups, and like cold plunge, and it's like, look, we're all kind of slow and lethargic in the morning, and sometimes I don't think you have to force yourself into like this David Goggins fucking
You don't.
lifestyle
Yeah.
to like torture yourself, and that's the only way you're going to meet all your goals. Like some of this shit is so arbitrary.
If I have if I have half an hour that I can go sit down, have some tea, maybe respond to some morning emails, maybe just sit there for 10
Just
minutes.
stare at the birds.
And that's it.
Yes.
Maybe not do anything. Like by the time I stand up,
Yeah.
I'm moving. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
I don't need cold plunge. I don't need any of the other bullshit. Like my body has done what it wants to do.
Right.
And it's gotten itself going.
Yeah.
And like, okay, now I can
some
do this.
people's path to that is meditation. Some people's path to that is like exercise or activation, yoga, like a prayer. Fine, or like morning reading, but like I really think it's all going to the same goal, which is just I want to be mentally ready.
If I'm busy for the day, like Whitney talks about her worksheet, I might sit there and just think through my day.
Right.
Just like, okay, here are the
Get it
things
out
I've got to
of your
get
head.
done. Here's, I'm going to do this. I'm going to leave this at this time so I can get
Go
across
through
town
your
and
list
do
of
this.
enemies every day.
Oh, I just
Strike a line
named them.
through it.
Over.
I just
Curse them
named
into the-
them like the Stark girl.
Yeah.
Boy, if I could have thought of her
name.
name, it would have helped a lot.
Arya Stark.
Isn't it Arya? I was like,
I got you.
I had Stark. I was
Yeah,
like, you were
yeah.
Stark.
You're right. We all knew
it's
where
just
you were.
funny because the casino.
But I did this too when Jim and I worked together.
Jim and I.
For a while, this was like something that really worked for me. Is I would go early, like I would leave like an hour early. I'd go to a coffee shop that was down the street, and I would sit there and have my coffee, and I would read, and I would read a book, and it was just kind of a way to just kind of start my day and just kind of be ready. But it's a lot of trial and error. You just have to try something, and some things are going to work for some people. They're not going to work for others.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to force yourself to find time to work it in and be able to. And I'm a big proponent of the mornings because then you get everything started off in like the right pattern. Like I feel like we can all be successful if we start off working towards success. As opposed to trying to catch up and be successful at the end of the day.
Yeah. I think one other thing that the writer's talking about, which needs to be addressed, is the progress versus perfection problem. So for a lot of people, they can't go do a full workout, and they think, well, if you're going to work out, you're trying to build muscle. And so if I can't go 3 or 4 days a week, then why even do anything, right? Why even just go on Saturdays? If I'm only going to go on Saturday, then it's not worth it. I shouldn't do anything at all. Or if I can't meditate or read these books at the right times, if I can't develop a solid routine, then it's not worth trying at all. And that's that perfection mindset. And I think we all need to take this 1% improvement approach. If you can meditate on your drive to work, and instead of listening to a podcast, which you should always listen to ours, but after ours, you just turn on silence and you choose to think over an intentional thought on your morning drive. That's it. You did it, right? If you can just do it for 5 minutes while you're sitting on the John, while you're doing your Instagram, instead of scrolling through Instagram, put that aside and do your meditation right there. Just these small things. Like I saw this thing the other day that has changed my life. And it's that clench.
I'm imagining my intestines.
I'm vacating.
I'm imagining things moving.
Evacuating. I saw this thing the other day that is, I've been using it nonstop. I love this idea so much.
A long way to go. And a short time to get there.
You should look at every week as a 7-game series, and all you're trying to do is best of 7. And if you lose a day, bad Tuesday, it's all right. Come back Wednesday. You're just trying to get 4 out of the 7. And so whatever your habit is that you're trying to integrate, a lot of times we beat ourselves up.
What kind of magical cookie cutter life are you living where you can win 4 days out of 7?
It's a better goal because a lot of people,
4 out of 7 in years.
They'll say, this week I'm going to meditate every day. This week I'm going to exercise every day. And then Tuesday they fail. And they're like, well, fuck it. I'll start again next week. And that's a bad idea, right? Because a lot of us flush the habit and we don't get practice doing it. So instead, if you fail on Tuesday, you say, okay, I'm going for best of 7. It's a series, right? Okay, I dropped game 2. Let's go to game 3. I'm going to try it again. And like that gives you so much more mental freedom.
When you
whatever
drop
your
game
habit
4,
is.
though, feel free to quit.
Go for the 7.
That's when it's time to just
Force
lay it down,
game 7.
come back next week, hit it hard.
I like that mentality because it allows us to do the progress, not perfection mindset, where you're trying to just get a small new routine, a small version of that routine, and it doesn't have to be every single day. That's how you start to develop a habit.
The old saying is something like, don't let perfection be the
enemy of progress.
Yeah.
Or
something
best
like that.
be the enemy of better.
Well, and I think I can relate to that too, because like the busier my personal training calendar gets, the more out of shape I get.
Oh, interesting.
Because I'm at the gym all the time.
You're not working
but
out.
not for me. I'm never there for me. So like if I want to get my workouts in, I get them in between sessions or before a session or after a session, and they're not quality workouts.
Right.
But
You're
it's just
tired.
like, but it's what I got. It's what's available, and this is
That is the worst when I'm looking at that full calendar and going like, I know I'm going to feel like garbage.
Yes.
I'm going to eat like shit. I'm going to
Yes.
feel like garbage. Like I'm not going to have enough time to eat. I'm not going to be able to relax. I'm not going to be able to digest.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sleep. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to be miserable for this long of a time.
Yeah.
See it coming. Have you thought about getting a personal trainer?
No.
I don't know any good
him.
ones.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm the only good one I know.
Okay. Well,
So,
that'll happen.
Yeah.
I was going to say something that's helpful for me too in the mornings is not looking at my phone right away.
Oh, yeah.
I know it sounds like so simple and cliche, but the mornings where I'm like, let me just look at one thing and then I start down the rabbit hole.
Yes.
But honestly,
my brain
even
is
just
like
the light,
fried.
even just the light going into your eyes, that's a rough way to start your day. It's a jarring way to start your day.
Yeah. And in the mornings,
and same thing going to bed. Like that's, I don't know about the.
Yeah.
I don't claim to know anything about the mental side of like, slowing your brain down and not reading and not scrolling everything as you're going to sleep, but not just dumping that light into your eyeballs.
Yeah.
Well, that's something.
Then you're all better people than I am, because I am not going to be left alone with my thoughts while I poop.
Oh, well, at night, you mean, or what?
Do you
Laying
remember
down?
the old days when we used to read like shampoo bottles and shit? Do you remember that? I used to. It's like you'd go through like the bathroom and be like, all right, so what's this made out of?
Reader's Digest.
Yeah, you remember that? There's like John's bathroom reader and stuff like that. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, the comic you've read 5
little
million
basket of
times.
newspapers and stuff.
I have never been somebody who just wants to hang out on the toilet.
Really?
Yeah,
You're
okay.
like the only man I know
Yeah, yeah.
that doesn't
business
like
done?
to.
I get my business done and I'm gone.
I've met him.
I turn the
one that
bidet on.
exists.
It does its business. It dries me off, and then I'm off and running.
Just moving on to your best.
Wow.
I got
That's
shit to do.
wild.
Apparently, you have shit to do.
Yeah.
shit
He's
to
got
do.
that has been
Doing
done.
some shit.
He's
Yeah.
got high horses to ride.
That's right. Yeah.
All this time getting them onto him.
What is your meals answer? Because I have a thought. to
Oh,
this.
meals.
I've got a couple favorites that
Okay.
I like. Okay, so like if you for eggs, like scrambled,
Do
I always
you put them in a
scrambled
mug?
egg.
Do you cook them in the microwave?
No, ooh, no.
You never done that?
No.
Crack a couple of eggs in a coffee mug.
We know
and then
Jim's
throw
answer
in
now.
diced onions, like you do like a thing of pre-diced onions and stuff like that. Cheddar, diced onions, salt and pepper. Stir it up. Bacon, if you have like chopped up
Chef
bacon bits.
Jim.
Throw it in. I make breakfast for the kids. So like you stir this up inside of the mug. You throw it in the microwave for a minute. Pull it out. Stir it again. Put it back in. 1 more minute. It's scrambled egg omelet
Jacob's
inside of a mug.
face.
It's really
No,
good.
I'm not eating microwaved eggs. No, what I would do though, like
That's so
I'm about to go
funny.
make you a microwave
This
egg.
has to be a
Judgment.
bit.
The judgment.
Microwave
Let's do egg
egg.
shots. Let's go.
no, I'll do scrambled eggs. But what I like to do is I'll take sun-dried tomatoes, diced sun-dried tomatoes, with like basil.
I've heard some people say basil, but that's fine.
Yeah, and then and maybe a little bit of cheese. But like that's a really good recipe that I like for eggs.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Really
that does
quick,
sound
really
good.
easy. You just throw it all in there, mix it all
Okay.
together. Another one, and I think I actually bought this for you. I'm sure you probably just threw it away. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's dukkha.
Dildo.
Dukkha.
Oh, yeah.
Dukkha spice. Dukkah.
The
Okay.
fuck are you saying?
It is.
Is this that corn on the
Dukkha.
cob you got me from that
No, it's
Korean
not corn on
store?
the cob.
A
That
lot
was
of Dookie
gross.
is what I'm
That was
hearing.
nasty.
Yeah, I heard
I found a picture.
Did you?
of the
You still
other
have
day.
that?
I'll find
It's
it.
so gross.
Keep talking.
No, it's an Egyptian Middle Eastern condiment. It's a spice mix.
Oh, okay.
And it's kind of, I'm not even sure what's all in it. It's got to have maybe chunks of almond or something in there. But, oh, yeah, we got the picture of eating the corn.
yeah.
That's a video I took
Yeah.
of Jacob.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. You
Deep
can see
throating
it.
that
Yeah.
corn on the cob. It goes
so-
in and comes right back out.
He
Nothing on
loves
the
it.
bone.
Yeah.
So I'll take baby spinach,
Bone?
a bunch of baby spinach, put it in a saucepan or frying pan, and then some
Newborn
of
spinach. is what we call it.
the Dukkha seasoning, and then some cocoa aminos.
Ooh.
Oh,
And then just kind of stir that around until it
Okay.
gets nice and green. That's a really quick, easy way to get some vegetables in.
What is a busy person? So like my busy person dinner time thing, crock potting, dude. I'm so loving the crock pot.
Crock potting's good.
Yeah. I just got this new one that's like a metal interior instead of like the ceramic bowl. So it's just cleaner and it's like so much easier to deal with. But oh my God, I have so many crock pot meals in my rotation. I love it.
What's your favorite, easiest crock pot meal?
I'm going to experiment with another one this week. One I've never done before. It's walking tacos.
Okay.
And so like,
I do walking tacos all the time.
do you? How do you
But
make
I don't.
yours?
I don't make them with a crock pot. I'll
Okay.
just do just a regular taco meat, and then I'll just have Doritos,
Yeah,
chips.
yeah.
I'll put them in a big bowl.
I'm doing
smash
it
up
on
the
Fritos.
Doritos.
Yeah, I'm going to try it on
I was
Fritos.
actually thinking, because we were talking about doing Christian movie night. I was thinking about doing like an Iowa themed food.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And I was going to do walking tacos.
There you go.
Snicker salad,
Snicker
of
salad.
course.
Yeah.
Bush Light, and then
Bush Light.
I just was at lunch today with two friends in
Speaking
town
of
from
Busch Light.
Arkansas, and we went to a Thai place, and Peter was like, they're not going to have Busch Light on that menu.
No.
And so our buddy says, oh my God, they have Busch Light. Peter goes, really? He goes, no. Damn.
Called it. Yeah. I do a really one of my favorite crockpot meals is it's like a chicken with a bag of mixed veggies and stuff and like cream of chicken and stuff. So like you let that all go in there. Then you go buy one of the Pillsbury biscuit cans, the ones that like flake off into layers. You know, I don't know what those are called, but
Croissant?
no.
The little, the croissant.
Maybe
ones,
it's
they're not.
that. But yeah, you do the flaky
is.
layers thing and you get those and you lay it on
nice
top.
puff
Oh no, the
Pastry
biscuit
mixture.
ones peel off into
Yeah,
layers.
it's like the
It is
biscuits.
the biscuit.
Oh,
So
the peeling
because he's
biscuits.
peeling
I know
the
what you're talking
layers.
about. Yeah.
And so you do the little like things and you like lay it on top of all the chicken and stuff inside and it bakes the
pot
whole
pie.
thing together. Chicken pot pie. Yeah, and just like it's chicken pot pie in a scoop, dude. It's so
Okay,
easy.
okay.
It's really cool.
all right.
Yeah, crock pot. That's my answer to like busy person like dining. Like
I
you
had a
just
really
pour it all in
good
there.
chili crock pot recipe.
Okay.
That was a go-to. I do that one a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do some Instant Pot stuff. I'll also do a lot of just stuff in a pan.
Yeah.
Just like a chicken
one
breast.
pan.
Like a chicken
Yeah.
breast in a pan, or like if I'm doing pasta, like
Yeah.
I'll cook the chicken breast in there, and then just pour the pasta sauce in
Okay.
there and let it all
You ever
cook
do a
together. or
sheet
something.
pan meal? Those ones
Yeah.
are easy too. We'll just chop veggies and roast them up on a sheet
Start a
pan with
little
some.
Discord thread about easy meals.
Yeah, we need a
like
recipe
we said.
thread. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is
I
your
like that
go-to
idea.
meal, Whitney?
Okay, the easiest breakfast. This is, again, I'm going to claim all the credit, even though I do none of the work around our house. I don't do shit. Is a smoothie in the morning. Because here's what goes in
I do
these
no
smoothies.
breakfast.
Yeah, I don't eat breakfast a lot. That's
Yeah.
why Peter will walk by. He's like, you want a smoothie? Half the time I'm
that's
like,
good.
no. Half the time I'm like, yes. So, the smoothie, though, has everything because Peter will not eat vegetables. So that's his one time to get vegetables in. So if it's like frozen vegetables, frozen fruit, there's CoQ10, there's turmeric. You got to add pepper because you need pepper for the turmeric. It's all liquid that goes in there.
Okay.
Then there is flax seeds, chia seeds,
Damn.
and green juice. Yeah, so you get
that's too much.
everything.
Everything
No,
in
you
there.
get everything.
That's
Is
too much.
is a big old smoothie, and you're good for the day. You can eat
Wow.
pizza later because it doesn't matter. You already had your
You
healthy
got
meal.
everything done. Wow.
You're welcome.
You can have
Liquefy.
4,000 calories
Yep.
after that. You're fine.
doesn't
You're
matter.
healthy
Doesn't matter.
still.
You
You
got a
ate your
whole-
veggies.
I did one good
There's some
thing.
green
Now I can
juice
do
in
whatever
there.
I want. Yeah.
What is green juice?
Exactly.
I don't know either, but it's in there.
It's just them.
It's kind of. I think it's like purple drink.
Well, like, is anyone eating a healthy dinner? No. You just heard Jim's. They
if
have
it was-
biscuits in them.
If it was just
easy. It's
straight
Chicken pot
stem
pie,
cells.
God damn it! I was proud of it. There's veggies in
Honestly, the thing that I've been doing when I'm doing really good, I used to meal prep, but that's who's got time for
Nobody.
that? It takes an entire day to do that.
Yeah.
So I'll go to in Vegas. We have Foodie Fit.
I love Foodie Fit.
So
I usually
I'll go
on
to
Monday
Foodie
nights
Fit.
when we record, I'll
Yep.
eat there that on the way.
that. What's Foodie Fit?
It's all pre-made meals.
Yeah.
It's like somebody did the work of
They're
meal prepping.
really good too,
Okay.
and
So
the
you
could just
macros are all listed on
Yep,
them.
they got the macros.
So you just buy your pre-made
Yep.
meals?
Yeah, and then
Okay.
you can just take those for
A
the
lot
week.
of grocery stores also have like
They've
the
started
take and
doing
that.
bake aisle now, which
Yeah.
I like. It's starting to get really good.
Yeah, I love Foodie Fit.
Is this a standalone store or is this a brand?
There's
No, it's a
two of them.
standalone. There's two locations in Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah.
So move to Vegas, writer.
Yep, there you go.
Sign up for
I was
Foodie
going to
Every-
mention like Factor, some their meal
every
services.
city has one of
Yeah.
these. So
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we are wrapping up the show. You are listening to Pod Therapy.
Today's episode is brought to you by Robert Brownie, Jr. Mintz, Kayla Lansbury, Kevin Chamberlain, Ben Stanley, Adam Hathaway, Dan Martin, Lib, Heyo, Andrew Langmead, Chad Mag, Inca LaPrince, and Dale the King. And if you'd like to sponsor the show, become a therapy producer at patreon.com/therapy.
So as we wrap up our show, I want to remind you, go down to patreon.com/therapy. You can get our extended show ad-free a day earlier. You also get the link, if you're at the Therapod level or higher, to our unlisted YouTube videos. You can watch this episode on YouTube if you want to get to see
You
us.
might be able to listen to it.
You might be able to listen to it.
You gotta find
there's
out.
a whole nother level of Patreon to
Secret
also
level.
be able to listen. Secret level.
Secret level.
It's working now. Check it out. Patreon.com/therapy.
It might be working. We don't
Get to
fucking
know the
know.
host. There's a lot of visual gags that go along with it. A lot of our jokes make more sense when you can see us. But we've got some new friends. Who's joining the Theraparty at Patreon.com/therapy there, Nick?
We got a new Therapal, not so good at this.
Wayne.
Neither are we. So
Yes.
you're
I
in,
thought you just wrote that in the script. I didn't know that was the name
Yeah.
of
It's just
someone.
True. Wayne has a really great comic that you can find if you search Not So Good at This Comic. Does a lot of PIF crossover.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of ICS crossover, and has been a
Super
really
cool.
good friend to all of our podcasts
certainly.
over the years.
Yeah.
Wayne Giovanazzi.
And we've got a new Therapod, Eric Dyer.
Welcome.
Nice.
Eric.
Dyer. First week of the month, we like to thank all of our Therapods by name for some reason. I'm definitely going to lobby hard to make sure we don't do that in season 10. But for now, we're still doing it. Thank you, University Jeff,
I
Richard
insist.
Bruins, Robert Paulson, Linda Brandmeier, Scoop Sternat, Joseph Pangrazio, Corey Owens, Christine Phillips, Gavin Bristow, Take It Evie Podcast, Carrie Terhark, Kiwi Fruit Scoop, Craig Little, Jim Hunter, Scoopatron, Todd Canfield, David Sorensen, Felicia Butler, Vi Britor, Shayla Bullock, Lauren Izzo, Katie Chiwakowski, Adam Petanuzzo, Matt Lenegren, Scoopater, sending What Weekend, Mama Ninja Scoop, James Dawson, Grumpy, Lake Mead Park Ranger, Sam Buck, Karen McCulloch, Chemist, Lila, Kelly Gagner, Nippy, Brian Emra, Matthew Johnson, Alec Lancaster, Julius Capel, J.D. Congan, Drew Helligy, Matthias Vandebrandt, Ken Tinsley, Flindley is looking girthy today in a positive way, Matthew Kubik, Wilma Dickfit, Chad the Safety
Wilma.
Lad, Scoop, Knack, Paddywhack, Freya Lawson, Almost Dr. Nurse Joey,
Dick
Duffy
Fit.
the AMFT, Therapist Bear, Philip Guyton, Tim Mystery, Kristen Robbins, Kirka Grimm, Trisha Ortiz, Melissa L. Geisler, G-Way, DJ Seward, Mississippi Hippie, Scott A, Heather W, Patty Glad, Trontastic, Kyle, Anthony Camarada, Jamibi, David Williams, Kate Police, Kernapiller, Buddy Dobbins, Eric Dyer, welcome, Glitch Scoop, Persephone Hazard, Nathan Mookie, Adam Balaz, Bug Nuts, Stephen Landon, Carmen Perry, John Finlayson, Kenneth Wong, KJ, Mr. Poth, K Pizzle Dizzle, Robert Cole, Jeff Darnell, Temporary Reality, Jacob Hurt, Ben Sherman, Ray J Shark, Recreated, K Trauma, Sherry Hare, Silka Daniels, Phil Mecum. Oh. Alec Jardine, Jacob B.
Watching and realize it.
Ashling Carton,
a good time.
Dylan Colopy, Adam Goff, Linus Hakkasan, Wolfie05, Chris Courtney, Kevin Tribe, Cedar Hayden, Grace, Terrible Tay, Itty Bitty Chicken Farmer, Sam, K. Matthews, Biathlon Anna, oh yeah, Zachary W, Almonda
he's
Nora,
cute.
Charm City Therapist, Joriva, Scoop Bucky, Squabby, The Listician, Foxy Sally, Chill Food, John Cavaradas, Winter Scoop, Salmon Lemon, Scoop, LC, Chris, Hunter McRae, Cloudy Pies, Andreas M, BB Hermit, Matthew Connor, Women Aren't Good Leaders, That's Not a Name, Just Stating My Opinion, Neck Pubes, SC Platypus, Sam Mervs, Renee OK, Sherry Phillips, Kyle Sharton, Chelsea Saracen, Emily Cope.
Is that a real name?
What? Kyle Sharton? Fuck. Garrett Godfrey, Nate Walk, Tanya McCray, yes, Matt Sunrise, Cod, Bob, Peas and Clams, Finn Rainalbeads, Tom Power, Mike J. Nielsen, Shartfire, Christy, Valentino Gomez, Claudia Duhan, Joseph Wagner, and Scoop Shooter.
Our Therodactyls are Scoop Brady, Ice Blue Scoop, Brian Lehman, Frozen Cusser, Andrea Anderson, Scoop Lindsay, Lori Elsroth, Polygon, Scoopy Jess, Cy Shanagon, Okie Scoop, Dank Butta, Brooks Lyle, Adam Ribchick, Lovely Spark, Bedum, Jim and Manu, a Quithty Quithant, Casey Mentor, I love you, bitch, and Momi Damate, Mike Lush, Rayanarzra. Okay.
Nailed it.
Rebecca Boonstra.
Nice. If you are a theraproducer and up, keep an eye out on the Patreon because we are re-engineering our fantasy football league. It is August. As you're hearing this, we're getting ready to kick
Football's
it off again.
back.
We're on the way. And so we're going to be setting up our draft. And we've already
can't wait.
announced to all of our current members of our league that we are shaking things up. We're rebooting the league. There's been a lot of non-accounts, people that are just
signed
signed
up my cat.
That's
so.
right. They're not doing much.
She won last year.
Yep. So we are purging and rebooting, and it's going to be open to everybody at the Theraproducer level and up. It's going to be first come, first serve. So keep an eye out if you want to play. You can set up on that link. If you would like to play and you're not currently a Theraproducer, you still have time. Patreon.com/therapy. Up yourself to the Theraproducer level, and perhaps you will be able to join our fantasy football league. You can play against most of the hosts.
That's right.
Jacob's not playing. Jacob, I'm joining the ICS league, though. And I talked to the commissioners, and I was like, hey, I want to join this year. And like, great, man, we're going to put you in. And I was like, is there any way I can play against Jacob? And they're like, no. Jacob is in the premier tier. You have to play in the relegated. And if you win there, then you earn the right to go play Jacob.
That's the problem is I didn't want to do it.
I was like,
You're defending champ.
But then I won last year.
Yeah.
no,
So you
So I
elevated.
can't quit.
you can't
Yeah.
not.
I can't like be like, well, looks like I won, guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
You're in the premier tier. So, yeah, I'm joining the
I was so
ICS
mad.
league with the hope that I can dominate year one and enter into premier in League 2
That's good.
and fight my way.
My hope is that I can do middling enough that I can quit after this
Let me
year.
loose. Cut me
Just
loose.
draft Vikings. That's all
There you
have to
go.
do.
You'll do great.
It's actually really easy.
I auto drafted last year
And still
when
win.
I won.
Just can't stop all this winning. We'd like to thank the benevolent, revered, generous, and flagrantly pro-therapy diehard who loves you all so much they give till it hurts, our therapy partner, Pickett. And we want to thank our bosses, the mysterious and shrouded Illuminati members of our fan club, our therapy producers, Jake Schneider, Myra, Robert Brownie Jr., Mint, Smitty Scoop, Richard fucking Macy, Judy Schneider, Leon Kassab, Carolyn Albert, Kevin Chamberlain, Tess Miller, Dan Martin, Sammy Scoop, Slurpy Kaye, motherfucker, Ben Stanley slapping. The first thing that Smitty and I talked about when we talked about changing the league and like cleaning it out was we got to get rid of Slurpee, right? like very first item of business. It's like, so we're getting rid of Slurpee immediately.
Why are you getting rid of Slurpee?
Slurpee drafts all of his players based on how sexy they are without shirts on.
No,
but he
no.
built an Excel spreadsheet
Fuck
to
you.
get this
That's
answer.
why she
Slurpee's
works
in.
really hard. Yeah,
Slurpee's
thank you.
He just doesn't manage his team
No,
after
Slurpee's
that.
in.
He just does the
Slurpee's
draft.
in.
He
Fuck
did
you both.
great.
Slurpee's
Yeah.
in.
Shirtless draft. It's always
Slurpee,
very hard.
email
Very
me
hard.
your picks. I'll get
That's
them in.
right. Yeah, Whitney will do all your picks.
Slurpee, they can try to kick you out. Veto.
You
It's
are
veto.
the people's
You're in.
champion. Ben Stanley, Slap Your Face, Sarah Smith, Adam Hathaway, Byler Team, Mike Helm, Oscar Swanrose, Paris, A Sunny Boy, Darren Cunningham, Lib, Sandra McWaffle, Team Monaco, Thunder Cougar, Falcon Scoop, Heyo, Hannah Marie, Andrew Langmead, Emma, Tonka, and Pony Soprano, Alina, Brady Malachek, Chick Fellatio, Gabriel Adame, Sean Sutherland, Max Ginger Scoop, Chad Mag, Adam Warren, Inkala Prince, Sam Cohn, Be Gay, Do Crimes, Ellie O'Dare, Not Kira Knightley, Amy Aardvark, Edgar Allan Ho, and Dale the King.
And if you'd like to hear this episode uncut and unedited,
And
why wouldn't you?
and enjoy our spontaneous side projects, go to patreon.com/therapy. And thank you for supporting mental health.
That's all the time we got for this week's session. I want to thank our landlords, SJ and the Ruckus, Scenic Koi Pond Studios, and thanks to those of you who contributed to our show today. We really appreciate it. But remember, Pod Therapy isn't something you should keep all to yourself. Share the episode with the world. Tag us on the socials when you do. It's at PodTherapyGuys on Instagram, Threads, and Twitter. It's /PodTherapy on Facebook. And don't forget about all the extra goodies at patreon.com/therapy.
Do you want to submit a question to the show? You can ask anonymously at podtherapy.net. Email us at podtherapyguys@gmail.com or click the link in the episode description to be taken to our anonymous Google form. I'm Nick.
I'm Whitney.
I'm Jim.
Thanks, and we'll see you for your appointment next week.
Goodbye, YouTube people. Or if you can't hear us, there you go. That's what you're getting.
Now we have a picture to go with all those drops.
Oh, no.